What's going on, folks? TJ Lauerman, aka That Sports Gamer here, head of community for Out of the Park Developments. And as always, for the Baseball America Prospects League, I'm joined by none other than JJ Cooper. JJ, how's it going?
Good. It's not going to be as always because next week I am bailing on this. I'll just warn you guys right now. I don't know who's going to be filling in for me, but I hope to be somewhere in the mountains. And you know, no offense to anyone on this. I enjoy the stream, but next week family time beckons.
Well, whoever it is, we will have a good time next week, too. I assume. I hope. I pray. But yeah, JJ's back, so we can talk about the Baseball America Prospects League. We are currently May 23rd. We just simmed up to, and as you can see in the title, Seattle breaks away. In the last, I think they've won 12 of their last 13, and come on, league standings. I'm already here. They've won 9 of their last 10, and now they are 11 games up in the AL West.
That's a dominating lead.
Yeah, the next best lead is 7 games by the Dodgers in the NL West. So,
Which is, I guess, not surprising, but it is amazing that the Dodgers. I saw Fangraphs had a thing that basically if Chico, their clubhouse manager, played left field, they'd still probably be favored to win the actual MLB West.
yeah.
And here in the Prospect League, they're also running away with it as well.
Yeah, the Dodgers are going to be something this year. They might win 45 games, which would be ridiculous, but
Yeah, it is also have to adjust our world to the fact that 45 games would be dominating because what the Mets in the 62 Mets was 40 and and when it 40 wins for them.
it was something right around there. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting season, and the great news is the season's actually going to start hopefully in 2 days, assuming there's not a Rudy Gobert of baseball that's going to come out in the next day or so and do anything crazy. But
Yeah, I do hope. I mean, no, but when you say, yeah, I mean, it is amazing to me to think that we will be the next time. Well, the next time I'm on this in 2 weeks, this will be like we'll be at like, okay, so here's how the season's going. I mean, there'll actually be, and normally we'd be like, it's 2 weeks, week and a half into the season. You don't want to overreact to anything. This year is all about overreacting because 60 games, you have to overreact. I've had multiple people in baseball put it to me that think of every series as like an NFL game.
Yeah.
So if you go 3-0 in a series, or if you go 0-3 in a series, it's like taking a really bad loss in the NFL.
Yeah.
And that's just something we've never had to think about in baseball before because over 162, a bad couple of weeks is no really that big a deal.
And by the time you're back on again, I guess some of these prospects might start getting called up, right?
Although it does seem like a whole lot of them have amazingly, I know this is shocking, but they all seem to have some sort of attributes. If you haven't been signed to a long-term deal, that likely keep you from the big league roster on a day. Gavin Lux.
Yeah, Gavin Lux struggling.
Gavin Lux sit down today. Spencer Howard looks like he will likely start once Zach Wheeler goes on the paternity leave list. Just seems like some top prospects may have a little bit delayed start.
I mean, they're close. They just got to get that, just like the fine. Just got to clean those corners just a little bit before they're ready to come up.
Those things that seem to coincide with margins that seem to be tied to service time requirements. So.
It's just weird how that works out. It's just, I don't understand it.
And how it's worked out that way for a decade plus.
Who knows? All right, so Seattle. The question was, who was making it happen? The answer is
I would
Logan
imagine
Gilbert.
The answer is most everybody, considering.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody's doing good. Justin Dunn 6-0. Justice Sheffield also has 6 wins, 5 for Logan Gilbert and Brandon Williamson. 18 saves for Wyatt Mills.
18 saves already. That's insane.
They're doing pretty good. And Jake Fraley with 11 home runs is leading the team. I'm surprised Kellenick's not.
The thing that also just stands out there is that Kellenick's been great home runs though. Noelvi Marte is being a little bit overtaxed, but it just is up and down the lineup has been pretty impressive.
Well, Yeah, Kelenic
He is
still getting on
18.
base 349. So
Yeah, even he's not overmatched.
yeah, Cal Raleigh still 335 on base. So even the guys that aren't hitting great, they're still getting on.
And then look at the rotation.
Yeah.
So we've got, you know, Sheffield, Gilbert, and Dunn all pitching very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna be quite the team through the rest of the season, I think. And especially now that they're already so far ahead.
Confident that they're, you know, again, not that you couldn't lose an 11-game lead, but kind of hard to imagine them not being in the playoffs.
Yeah. Especially with no injuries are off, I think, are in here. So
yeah, the injuries are off, so don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so they should be pretty well off here for the rest of the season. Let's take a look at the Dodgers, since they're also 7 games up. Also, the Mariners won 9 of 11, or won the last 9 of the 10. Who was it? Oakland also has won 7 in a row, and they're still 11 games back.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can, and it's just not enough.
So.
And I mean, that's gotta feel that's gotta be disheartening. Like, you know, the computer, you know, the computer players on that, you know, on the A's have to be really kind of scuffling by the fact that they're going 7-game winning streak, and it's like, oh, we're still 11 game back, so we need to do what, another 18 of these, and we'll, you know, if we go 18-0. Well, what was the Moneyball streak? It was like 15 or something.
No, it was 21, I think.
21, yeah, and so that would still probably not be enough to catch the Mariners right now.
Yeah. So with the Dodgers, we've got Edwin Rios still tearing it up. He's got 15 home runs. No longer the league leader, though. Someone has exploded recently. Yeah.
And Gavin Luck's having a Gavin Luck season.
Yeah, 349 batting, 432 on base, 547 slugging. He's doing very good.
May need to sub out Cody Hosey, who I like. Their draft pick out of Tulane last year had a pretty monster year at Tulane last year. Solid draft pick, but you know, maybe there's a high OBP to go with him or Andy Pages, who I love.
251 on base for Hosey.
Yeah, Cody,
270 for Pages.
Again, this is a deep system. We could probably make an adjustment there to try to fix that.
Yeah, let's see. Third base in the field. They have Christian Santana, who we could give a chance to. Omar Estevez, I'm assuming, can't play third base. More second and shortstop kind of guy.
But not that Santana's exactly. He's only got, you know, a few at bats. They haven't lit it up yet.
Yeah. And also, we have Luis Rodriguez that could play in the outfield.
Not a lot of subbing going on for them either. Luis,
yeah,
he's a little rusty right now.
Yeah, behind the plate they're switching it up a little bit, but everybody else, not so much. He said 1 at bat, 1 game, not even a bat. So
I love it, Travelberries, that Joey Gerber quit to play football in your sim. That's amazing.
Hey, I still want to put in like a long-term one where there'll be like a storyline like Mookie Betts wins like a open PBH championship, and then like 2 seasons later walks away.
Yeah, you know, I mean, him leaving to join the, you know, the Professional Bowlers Tour is not a crazy idea. But yeah, Cardinal fan, Luxkin is a shortstop, and actually I think you can make a pretty strong argument that he might be. I would say he's definitely a rangier shortstop than Corey Seager. Corey Seager obviously has a great arm, but you usually don't push it aside the bat.
Yeah.
But so that's why he's a second baseman in the big leagues right now. But Dustin May, you're right there, Alex. That's a pretty nice start there. Tony Gonzalon also, who also was recently sent down. I figured you. Actually, I thought you might know that.
I want to say. Well, this
Zach,
is
just to clarify, as I'm trying to answer chat questions also, Zach, are you talking about 2019 draft or 2020 draft? Sorry to interrupt you, Jim.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is the last year of Justin Turner's contract.
I will look that up while we were talking.
So, in theory, they could slide Seager to third and bring Lux up for next year, or start off the season next year if they wanted to do something like that.
And let's see. Turner is signed through 2020.
Yeah.
Free agent. So yeah. So that may,
Though I feel like everybody on the Dodgers can play 9 different positions, so
there is some versatility. They're like the Rays that way. The Rays are definitely that way. I feel like everyone on the Rays can play at least 2.
yeah.
But Zach, 2020.
I think there's
So
like
here's
one
the
or two
thing.
relievers that
And see, this is where I was going to go. So like Burl Carraway was just put on the Cubs 60-man player pool, and I've done it myself many a time. That the college reliever, and we think, because it used to happen. It really did. Like if you go back, I mean, there were guys like Chad Cordero, Ryan
Brandon Finnegan,
Hagner,
not too many years ago, pitched in the College World
Brandon
Series and the
Finnegan.
World Series.
Yep, first to ever do that. And the reality of it is that in recent years, we've just really had a whole lot of trouble of guys making that adjustment. Pretty much all the guys that we say, oh, that's the college reliever who's going to move really quickly, they often don't move very quickly at all. And like Carraway walked a lot of guys. He has a very interesting pitch mix, but at the same time, he also is a guy who I don't know if he's going to be ready for a little while because he's going to have to improve his control, improve his command, and the answer actually I would give is I don't think anyone from this year's group is MLB ready.
Especially since they only played a few weeks.
Yes,
maybe a month of baseball this year.
A fine point, TJ, because that was the next thing I was going to say is that now the flip side of it is that for the pitchers, usually a college pitcher who actually pitched a lot in his draft year is you pretty much shut them down. Well, you don't have to shut anyone down this year, but the flip side of that is that the Max Myers, the Emerson Hancocks, the Asa Lacy's, they didn't pitch very much this year, and that's kind of something you lose. I mean, I just think that this group is actually a little further behind, kind of because of that. There are getting a lot of cases. They're getting some at-bats in summer camp, but with a lot of clubs, they're really not getting a whole lot of time in games. They're kind of getting some live DPs, things like that. But so I'm kind of the Debbie Downer on this. That I don't know. Like if you asked me to pick someone, I would say Torque and I would say Detmers. Now, the Angels have already had some. They've already lost some guys, at least part for a while on the rotation. So maybe a Reed Detmers is a guy who you can kind of point out for that. But I just don't think that we'll see any 2020 draftees in 2020.
I agree, especially because in 3 to 5 weeks, your season could be over if you start real bad out the gates. Then there's just
it is crazy,
no reason. So,
and by the way, Zach, I do think Colin Poche is a loss, but I do think that Rays bullpen. Speaking, if you want to call up the Rays, I'm working on our Rays top 30 right now, and one of the things that stands out is I wouldn't be shocked to see Shane McClanahan pitch at some point for them in the big league bullpen this year. I was kind of wondering how he's doing. Again, I am shocked that they're not in first, but credit to the Orioles for taking a 2-game lead in the AL East.
I mean, and they're 11 games over 500, so it's not like they're playing bad.
No, but
McClanahan 6-1 with a 2.56 ERA, 1.02 WHIP, and he's striking out 10.3 per 9. So,
and look at that. Look at the stuff rating, the curveball, and the fastball. Not surprising that he's doing so.
Yeah, you can't see it, but 234 BAPIP. So even if they're making contact, they're not doing really anything with it.
But but again, I look at this team. I still think that I think I picked the Rays and the Braves as my favorites before the season began, and I'm going to ride with that for now. If you look here, that's still a very nice top-year lineup with Edwards and Brujan there. And I am surprised that Wander's hitting 256. That does shock me, I will say.
Yeah, he's getting base 342, so not bad. And Brujan's also getting on 389. So, yeah. So.
Yeah.
But the question I asked earlier on Twitter, The answer is Brandon Mckay has 7 wins, only 5 home runs. So he's getting close. Getting close to even at those numbers. I think he's actually hit... Where was it? I thought we... Check the game log. Yeah, he had back-to-back home runs against the Orioles during this last sim. So, Brandon McKay's getting.
I still do think. I mean, I think this is where OOTP does a really good job of this. I'm just not so sure. I think that we're gonna kind of say goodbye to him as a hitter at some point.
Yeah. Just
too good of a pitcher.
Yep.
And really, what you have here is we've seen this a lot of cases. You see this a lot of times with catchers who can really hit. You just see guys who it's like, okay, if the bat's ready, do you want to wait 2 years for the glove to catch up? You see it sometimes with a shortstop. B.J. Upton was a shortstop who at some point was like, okay, the glove was not ready at shortstop. He was ready to hit in the big league. So B.J./Melvin Upton Jr., eventually they moved him to the outfield. And it's like, okay, now he's ready to play. And that's kind of something you see on a pretty regular basis, guys. And I think in McKay's case, it's let's let him pitch because the pitching's ahead of the hitting.
Yeah. And especially without having a DH, since we're just going to have the DH, they're probably not going to hit him as the DH, and not being on an NL team, he's not going to get a chance to hit, so.
The other thing that stands out here is we might need to move Josh Lowe up in the lineup a little bit.
Yeah, 328, 418, 587 slugging, so. Yeah, he might have to get up there a little bit.
Zach, I would say in Ohtani's case, I think that, yes, you let him do both, because he's the rare person who's exceptional at both.
Mm-hmm. And we've been seeing it on the major league level with him able to hit even when he wasn't pitching, and we know what he can do when he can pitch, so.
That actually reminds me, I'm going to go the rare plug, which is that I have been watching a Korean drama, K-drama, Hot Stove League, and if you like baseball dramas, actually, if you like baseball dramas on TV, there's not a whole lot of choices for you. Pitch, and I don't know, there was a show in the 80s, I think, but man, it's good stuff. That's my random pitch of plug of the night.
I'm trying to think. You're not thinking of that, I can't think of it. It was like a murder drama when a guy pitched every night, the serial killer attacked.
I've never even heard of it.
That was a real thing, and I want to say Roy Scheider was the main character. Someone look that up. It's definitely a thing. I think Roy Scheider was the main character. And a serial killer attacked only when a certain guy pitched.
I'm drawing complete blank. I remember there was a show in the 80s that was about a minor league team that was okay. Didn't last long. This thing is like a K-drama about the worst team in the KBA, not the KBO. They didn't clearly get the endorsement of getting the logo. I'm trying to understand because things happen, steroids, other things it's kind of like the playmakers of Korean baseball, but really good.
Yeah, we definitely haven't had enough baseball TV shows.
Yeah, I love baseball movies, but I understand baseball TV shows. This one wisely sets it largely during the off season. That's why it's called Hot Stove League, and I think that's largely from a production standpoint. You don't need the extras. You don't need to stage games to make trades to do things like that. So the series starts at the very end of one season, and I'm like 14 episodes into 18 episodes, and we're just getting to the start of the next season.
Sounds interesting. I might have to check it out. I'm just that crazy. So as we mentioned, Edwin Rios no longer the league leader in home runs.
I'm excited to see who this is.
We'll do the combined, just because I'm pretty sure Carter Kieboom is literally on top of almost every single list.
I mean, yes. Right now, if you said who's the MVP, it's not a question.
Yeah, I thought we were getting him right at a good time when we talked about it last week, and apparently he exploded in the last 14 days that we simulated. Because I think he only had 8 home runs last time.
So I can't see RBIs, but is he leading in RBIs too? Does he have the sabermetric and the traditional Triple Crown? Does he have both?
Well, let me check the NL only because Fraley was above him. He is 3 RBI behind our guy, Evandel Isabel.
So he's that far away from having the double triple crown.
In NL, he's got batting average, home runs, on base, slugging, on base plus slugging, WAR, hits, runs, total bases, extra base hits, isolated power, weighted on base average, win probability, and OPS plus. That's pretty good. Seth Beer 40 walks though. So for everybody, all the Seth Beer fans out there.
Man, scroll back up the top if you would for a second. I just want to see the glory that is Kieboom in almost everything.
Let me see if I can make that works if we're smaller there. Definitely got to pick up a Seth Beer jersey.
I'm screenshotting this so that I can tweet about just the utter domination that is sort of Kieboom right now.
I'm Googling MLB Murder Mystery Show. Who did I say it was? Roy Schneider? Yeah, Carter Kieboom. Pretty good.
It's not just pretty good. Like, where are the Nats right now?
The Nats are currently 4th in the division, which, based on last year,
his fault.
But based on last year, it's where you want to be if you're the Nats, I guess, right?
And this year, maybe not.
6.5 back, a game over 500. So,
yeah, this year not so much, but we'll see.
Oh, I definitely found it. This is it. All right, listen, Tiger Town. It's a 1983 American made-for-television sports drama film. So I guess movie/film. 90 minutes. I guess maybe it was just a movie thing.
Okay, movie. That's different.
Wait, no, this is different. Hold on. This is not this. This is not what I'm talking about. But apparently, he's in more baseball stuff. Let's see. Prisoner Without a Cell. No.
Roy Schneider to me is always one of that guys. He was also in Blue Thunder. At one point in the 80s, there were 2 helicopter shows, and he was on one of them.
I know somebody's gonna find this movie, and it's gonna be after the stream, and I'm gonna be very angry. So it wasn't Roy Scheider. Who was it?
But so what about on the pitching side? Who are we seeing as the?
All right, pitching.
As the standouts.
See, whoever's here next week not gonna have as much fun talking about possible serial killer TV shows. I think it was also the Tigers. That's why I was very confused by that one. Spencer Howard, 1.22 ERA.
Thinking we already mentioned him. He's one of the guys who's probably not going to make an opening day roster, but will soon thereafter follow. Poor Daniel Espino, 8 losses already.
But 8 wins for Kopech and Bryce Wilson. I think we saw Bryce Wilson get his 7th last week. So.
Yeah, I think we did. And Bryce Wilson, Kyle Wright, 2 innings pitch leaders.
And I want to say Ian Anderson has 7 wins. So Braves rotation is doing good. Were the Braves in first? Oh, they were. Who knew?
I'm not surprised by that.
Can't be a coincidence. Let's see. What else we got here? Oh, remember we thought Wyatt Mills' 18 saves were good? Actually, Damon Jones has 19 for the Phillies.
Whew. And we did watch Jeremy Walker get one last week in our stream.
Brendan Mckay leads the league in strikeout. It leads all of baseball in strikeouts. So
Josiah Gray, 10.2 strikeout to walk. I'm a fan of Josiah Gray.
We got here.
Athletic pitcher, was a shortstop in D2 Lemoyne University until pretty much his junior year of his of college is when he really switched to full-time starting. I think I was actually at his first college start, his start of his junior year for Lemoyne. They made a appearance in a D2 tournament at Holly Springs, not that far down the road from me.
We also got Bryce Wilson with a .73 whip on the season so far. Spencer Howard right behind him.
Zach, Cy Young in this league, yes. I don't think he's going to be Cy Young in the NL this year. But yes, I do think that right now Spencer Howard is very much in the running for the Prospect League Cy Young.
All right. Where are we here? 9:30. That sounds
So
like.
what is our matchups?
Oh, well, I was gonna start the giveaway thing.
Oh yeah, we gotta do the giveaway too.
Let's see if I can do that without breaking things. And if anybody has found that TV show title.
So far, you have pulled it off every time without breaking things.
We're gonna be giving away a 1-month subscription to baseballamerica.com, so you can read great posts like JJ's latest on. Where did I just put it? Boom. How minor league teams are turning to Congress to ease some of their financial burden. I mean, didn't the Lakers get like $5 million? I mean, can we help the minor league teams out a little bit?
So the interesting thing is one of the things that they are working on here, they're like just a small part of it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, like, basically, there's a bill that's in both the Senate and the House where essentially what it does is it says, hey, we're going to help out based off of how much money you lost. They take your 2019 revenue, your 2020 revenue, and it could be conceivably, right now I think the number's like 40%, 30%, but it could be like even up further than that. That the idea being you're only going to help industries that were really kind of crushed by coronavirus. Minor League Baseball is going to qualify. Minor League Baseball teams will qualify in pretty much anything because they've essentially made no revenue this year.
Crushed is an underestimation of what's happened to most of those teams.
Crushed, Again, you go from, there really are, I've heard people put it to me, it's like they're going to go from September 2019 to April of 2021 without significant revenue. That's hard.
Yeah. So go buy a minor league baseball hat if you can. Go Chuckers.
I'm sorry I'm not repping today. I'm repping the... You're doing well. Is that a Woodpecker?
No, it's a Idaho Falls Chuckers. Is that a thing?
Oh, Chuckers.
And also...
Nicely done.
The post office finally decided to deliver to my house. We've been having so many problems. I have my Hickory Crawdads Couch Potatoes hat finally came in, which I think they just released, and my Salem Red Sox Beermongers hat just came in. So I'm doing my part.
I was in Salem 2 years ago for the Carolina League All-Star game, maybe 3 years ago now, and I miss went back when we had All-Star games in the minor league.
It's like I miss minor league baseball. That'd be great. I kind of want to see some.
Same here.
I'm like weighing the risk of going to an independent game. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna fly with my family, but I don't know. If I could just go sit in the corner somewhere, that'd be great. Let's look at these matchups that we have. We do have the Mariners against the Yankees. We got Justin Dunn versus Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt actually, you could say, pitching better than Justin Dunn. He's 5-3 with a 2.17 ERA.
Very good.
Simon Woods Richardson against Dean Creamer. Dane Dunning and Jordan Blazovic.
Not bad.
The guy we were just talking about a little bit ago, Shane McClanahan and Casey Mize.
That one sounds very interesting to me.
What do we got here? Corbin Martin and Johan Avedo. Both pitching pretty good so far. 6-2 for Martin. Avedo's 4-4 with a 3.32 ERA. Logan Webb and Mitch Keller. David Peterson and Kyle Muller. Mackenzie Gore and Vladimir Gutierrez.
Yeah, I can't do Braves back to back.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue against it.
No, I'm gonna argue against it.
Tristan McKenzie and Josiah Gray for the Indians and Dodgers.
That's kind of interesting.
And Spencer Howard against Helcris Oliveras, who is not pitching well. 3-5 with a 7.80 ERA.
I'm probably gonna root for that
Rays Tigers.
Rays Tigers. Mize versus McClanahan. Hard to beat that.
All right, let me wrap up this giveaway. and then we will start it. Oh, the answer was what was the name of the movie? It was a movie, not a TV show. I was close.
Hey, that's what I was going to say.
Movie was Night Game, but I was correct. Roy Scheider did star in it. A police detective tracks down a serial killer who is stalking young women on a beachfront after each game that a baseball pitcher wins.
So, if you're going to say that, I'm going to go with my deep cut baseball movie is Talent for the Game.
Oh, that I don't know.
Which is a Edwin James Olmos movie from the early 90s about a scout. And it's one of the few scout movies. There seemed like a slew of those, but it's the one that like actually treats scouting like reasonably seriously, unlike The Scout, where
it does not treat it seriously.
Yes, where Brendan Fraser, basically, I'm going to do a spoiler alert here, but Brendan Fraser, I believe, throws a perfect game with 27 strikeouts.
That sounds accurate.
Oh, bad. Talent for the Game was not that way. Talent for the Games are like, it's hard to find, but it's a very good movie. I thought.
Oh, you know what?
Sugar is my favorite baseball movie. Sugar, from the mid-aughts, I should say.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while, but that was quite good. I keep wanting to watch Trouble with the Curve. I keep seeing it on MLB Network.
No.
And I'm like, I'm not sure about this.
It's terrible. It's one of the worst. Again, when I say about taking scouting seriously, like one thing I want is I want to take scouting seriously, but like the players who are supposed to be players in that are horrible. The people who are supposed to be analysts in that are, to say cartoonish in how bad they are. I mean, they should have had a wax mustache that they, twirled at regular points in the movie. It's just not good.
A 1991 film.
Solid cast. Not good.
Can I stream Talent of the Game? Cool.
I think it's on Prime Video. I think you have to pay.
It is on Prime. $3.99 to rent. $12.99.
I do have to give one more shout out. Then, if I'm doing movies, is 50 Summers, which is on Prime for free. It is available on Prime Video, Amazon Prime Video, and it's a minor league documentary. It's kind of about 50 years of the Omaha and the Royals, but it really is more about minor league baseball overall. And I'm not saying because I'm in it and interviewed, it's very good.
Oh, now I understand. Well, if we're just going to go with a random minor league baseball movies, or I guess documentaries, I highly recommend A Player to Be Named Later. And I think Marco Scudaro gets better after the movie than in the movie, which is interesting. I don't know where you can watch that. Available on Amazon. I don't know if you can stream it or not. No, you can buy the DVD. Yikes.
I have seen A Player to Be Named Later. Yes. I recognize now that I see the cover. I recognize it.
We got a winner. Mango Sandwich. So
congrats, Mango.
Congratulations to Mango Sandwich. Alex will get with him and get his email address so I can get that all set up.
And yes, Zach, he is going, I think, start game 8, it looks like, of the season. That'd be my guess. For Howard.
Oh, I'm assuming you can't find it anywhere. Because I think it was on Mark Cuban's television network, HDNet, if that's a real thing.
I remember HDNet.
They had a Diamondbacks, like, minor league documentary with, I think they followed a bunch of the Sidewinders at the time. It was quite good. I think Connor Jackson, that's the guy's name? I think he was like one of the main guys in that. And it was good. I don't know what it was called. I just remember it was on HDNet.
Back when having, it's got to be like, what, 07, 08, somewhere around there. So it's back when having like, hey, our network, what do we do? It's in HD. That's the whole idea for the network. It's high def content.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was called, but it was good. Also, Bill Murphy was in it. I think he's a pitching coach somewhere or some kind of coach somewhere. But yeah, Shane McClanahan versus Casey Mize is what we're gonna.
Let's roll.
What we're gonna check out here tonight. Let's shrink us up here, guys. Don't forget, if you didn't win your the Baseball America giveaway, you can head over to baseballamerica.com /sign up, and you can get your self-subscription starting as low as $6.25 a month. So.
By the way, as we look at these lineups, Derek Hill has had a stretch there of about, like, I think 5 days in a row where he made a great catch in center field for the Tigers and inner squads. So, notable. Good enough to force Daz Cameron to a corner. And I completely agree with that. Not that Daz Cameron can't play center, but Derek Hill really good at center.
It always works out well if you have a lot of people that can play center field.
That's never a bad thing.
So the Rays have Xavier Woods. I got wrestling on the mind.
Xavier Edwards.
They got Xavier Edwards leading off and DHing. Brujan batting second. Padlo at third. Wander Franco hitting cleanup. That's short.
I mean, this is, again, Josh Lowe, we're going to have to maybe move him up a little bit.
I mean, we can move him up.
Deep lineup. Lineup for the Tigers, not as deep. But they do have Casey Mize, so it may not matter.
We want to hit low sixth?
Yeah, I think that seems like a logical spot.
I'm not controlling the team. Okay. Let's see if it'll let me do it here.
Razor, is that in real life? I was watching a little bit of that game earlier on. That was Glasnow and Snell, if I remember right, in the inner squad. And I'm kind of going to circle back and try to watch it on MLB.TV later, because I know that Boz and Flanagan were both supposed to pitch later.
We might have to look for a new DH for the Tigers, because Quintana is not doing it. 119, 187, 168 slugging.
Ooh. You could also, Ronaldo is not a great defender, so if there's a backup first baseman, you could also. Riley Green's not in the lineup, is he? Let's put Riley Green in the lineup. DH Riley Green.
I just hope
best hitter in the organization.
I'm just hoping they don't overwrite me when we go into the game. Riley Green into DH. Perfect. All right. Hopefully that sticks. I have a small idea that it won't, but
we'll see.
We'll see what happens. It did. All right, Riley Green's in there. Low moved up, so we're good. Perfect. Beautiful. Stadium is packed, so got that going for us. And Casey Mize is on the hill.
Let's roll.
I don't hear in-game sounds. I don't know why that is. But it's a sunny day. Oh, I think I turned down the volume at some point. Xavier Edwards strikes out for the 20th time this season.
And that's hard to do because he's a low strikeout guy. But it is Casey Mize.
Oh. There we go. Now we got sound. Hopefully it's not too loud. All right. Brujan up. So Casey Mize, a good start. 5-pitch strikeout. And another strikeout. So 10 pitches, 2 Ks. Pretty good start.
Casey Mize.
And he gets Padlo to pop out to the shortstop. 3 up, 3 down. Pretty good.
Now, we've yet to have a scoreless first in any stream.
It's true. Ooh, I don't know. Leadoff double from
I was going to say, we may not have one here again.
Hill. I thought there was a second I thought I had a chance of going out, so. Double from Hill, and Daz Cameron's going to bunt him over. It's like we're playing extra inning baseball right now.
I was going to say, playing small ball here in the first. Well, they think they got Casey Mize, so.
They heard that we haven't had a scoreless first inning, so they wanted to make sure that they kept the streak alive. And they do.
Even one run will do it. So, yep, we continue the streak. Man, it is a packed house here.
I mean, when you got these guys going, when you see your future ace and a great pitcher for the Rays, I think it'll sell some tickets. Willie Castro tries to steal second, but not gonna happen.
Ronaldo probably has the best arm of any catcher in the Rays organization.
Can somebody tell Willie Castro that? Because he apparently did not get the memo. Wander Franco lines out to center, just like you were talking about. Derek Hill out there doing big things.
Nice catch.
See, now that you mentioned it, just everybody's gonna hit the ball to Derek Hill. You jinxed him. Cody Clemens at second base.
Yeah. Defensively, so we've got, I mean, this is like the early 80s A's when you had Ricky Henderson, Dwayne Murphy, and Tony Armstrong. 3 guys who were all capable of playing center field.
What do we got here? McClanahan, 15 pitches through, only 15 pitches in the first inning, so. And Bruron showing off his defensive specialties out there.
He's really good. He can play short. I do see a defensive rating I am going to quibble with. Josh Lowe is better than a 50 in center.
Alex. I wonder. Look, it doesn't matter what his rating is. He just made an amazing diving catch, so it's in there. We can go look at Josh Lowe real quick. Let's see. Center field 50, range 60, outfield error 55, arm 65. So, Alex, you can fix that. Oh, Brandon Mckay up. Brandon Mckay lines out to right. He could get 2 home runs right here and tie his wins record.
He could do so today with the big day.
Oh, there's Lucius Fox.
So Razor, I'm going to say Screwball. I think both of them have excellent stuff, but I think Screwball. So McClanahan has made strides as a pitcher, control all that, but I think McClanahan's going to pitch in the bullpen for the Rays this year, and there's some possibility that's where he ends up. And I think Screwball is going to be an ace eventually for the Tigers. Ace is a little strong. There's a chance to be an ace, but I think he's got a better chance to start. But I do think Screwball. If you told me that Screwball ended up being a 1 or a 2, I think he could end up. I wouldn't shock me right into it.
Yeah, some guy just tried to run on Derek Hill's arm, and it's not a good
Don't
idea.
do that.
And now Derek Hill is going to have his second double of the game.
It's the Derek Hill show. Yeah, nothing Josh Lowe can do about that. That one was well placed in the gap.
Also, if you go to baseballamerica.com, on top you'll see a button for BAPL Sim. And if you go in there, it'll show you where you can find out all the standings and stuff. It's all updated up to May 10th. But tonight after the stream, I will send the file over there to get everything else updated. So you'll be looking at the most up-to-the-date stats, and you can check out how your favorite player is doing.
Give us your feedback. If you have a disagreement on who we're playing and where, we want to hear about it. Derek Hill is just dominating this game right now. And Willie Castro, to his extent, is, I think Willie Castro has 2 RBI.
This time, Willie Castro goes for second base and actually takes it.
Mize's splitter is really good. The interesting thing about it is there aren't a whole lot of starting pitchers right now who throw a splitter. I think he has the first fight a little bit as a pro. But, oh, Jake Rogers in the double. The thing I'll say, Razor, is different between Screwball and Matt Moore is Screwball's like, I mean, last year obviously was a giant step forward, and you're talking about a college guy versus a high school guy. Moore was kind of a longer progression. But I think that Screwball's 2019 season is kind of absurd how good it was.
And Detroit scores two more in the bottom of the third. They go up 3-0.
7 hits.
They're smacking them around a bit. Like we said, I think McClanahan is like tied for third or fourth in wins. So,
oh, gonna pop up. And Zach, I think the update is that he's got I mean, AJ Puck's had a series of injuries. I think this is he's off for a little while. I think they already put him on the IL, I believe. Casey Mize rolling against a very good lineup so far.
Just struck out Padlo to end the inning. Riley Green. I mean, we didn't do him any.
Do something.
Go ahead.
I wanted to see him do something, but you're right. Putting him in against McClanahan is not a
exactly.
not a nice assignment.
I was thinking, making him face lefty in the big game might not have been the best idea.
Well, that's the fun thing about this is that the bottoms of these lineups, because you often have guys who are a little bit younger, like it kind of feels like we're in like 1975, maybe 68, because you'll have guys at the bottom of the lineups like, oh, they've got like a 500 OPS. Safe.
Parker Meadows gets on. Derek Hill show could continue.
He can basically wrap up MVP of this game in the fourth.
He just flies out to the other center fielder.
He's allowed to have one.
There we go. McClanahan gets his third strikeout of the game to end the inning.
And Razor, I can't really argue with you because we got Puck hurt. Luzardo, I think, is still sidelined. James Petrillian has thrown about 12 pitches in the past 3 years, unfortunately. I mean, it's not been great.
Didn't their converted catcher just make their bullpen for opening day?
I missed that.
Guy with long blonde hair? Forget his name. Someone can look that up. Wander Franco with a single.
Yes, because he's Wander Franco.
And apparently, Casey Mize didn't like that, so he hit Hernandez. Jeffries.
Dalton Jeffries also been hurt. Yep.
All right, Casey Mize. Oh, looked like a possible double play ball, but squeaked its way into the outfield.
All of a sudden, this has gotten very interesting. No outs here.
And Brandon Mckay coming up. So we know what he can do power-wise.
Is that a triple play?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen a triple play before in the game. That's pretty good.
I'm stunned.
Hey man, sometimes when you got these young players, they don't have the best base running awareness.
I'm excited that we all got to see that.
Somebody should clip that. Alex, want to clip that? Jordan Weems is who I was thinking of. Thank you, Razor.
I'm just floored.
I was like, wait, hold on.
I was wondering why they were running and they weren't tagging, but
why are we testing Derek Hill?
Derek Hill, by the way, yes, Derek Hill, won a game.
Just give him player of the game. It's over. single-handedly. I'm stunned. I'm almost in tears over here. All right. McClanahan's got 4 strikeouts. You know, gets through 5. Not a quality start yet, but so far so good.
Amazing.
Bunt base hit for Lucius Fox right there.
So we've seen 2 bunts already this game.
Deep fly ball. Track down. Hit
Not
it.
enough. Not enough. Not with Derek Kill out there.
But look at Lucius Fox's speed and smarts had him tag up and get to second on that. Chance for them to break the scoreless. Thought that one was going to be gone too. But no, fly out to the right fielder. Lucius Fox again, though, tags up and advances to third. Ruhan grounded to short for out number 3. That could have been a bad inning for Mize, but he gets out of it.
Again?
McClanahan versus Cody Clemens.
Who I believe is Cody Clemens, I believe is playing in the Skeeters League right now.
Sounds right. We got Riley Green up. And they're going to shift him a
We
little
said
bit.
we did no favorites here for him. I love how, so basically, how does the computer decide who shifts, when they shift or not? Does it have scouting reports internally in here that it does that with? Or?
Yeah, and they have the spray charts. So it's probably going... I'm guessing it's based off that? That's a developer question. Parker Meadows strikes out for the 40th time this season. Not great. Not great for Parker Meadows. Mize with his 5th strikeout of the game. Mize only 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, but he's still...
I think he's 3 and 5 on the season, so... not giving him a lot of help. How many cups of coffee went into the development of Out of the Park? That's a great question. Do they drink coffee in Germany? I'm going to assume they do. I'm going to assume it's kind of weird coffee, though. I don't know. If I could tell you how many iced coffees went into the community management for Out of the Park.
Oh, Wandercock stealing.
All right. Into the gap here. Just keep running. Just keep running.
And he's going to make it, I think.
Yep. Triple for Hernandez. You guys are letting the catcher
Ronaldo.
hit triples? Or left fielder hit triples? Yeah, catcher, right?
Someone else catcher. That was Ronaldo.
Big, the other Molina, who I always forget. Big Benji
Jose?
Molina. No, Benji.
Benji?
Benji get the cycle, right?
Yeah. When you say Molina, it gets kind of hard because you could go Jose, you could go Benji, you could go Yadier.
It's going to be weird if this is the last year with Yadier and Wainwright in St. Louis.
That will be weird.
All right.
7th inning stretch.
J.J. Goss coming in for the Rays. Is he a junior?
I don't know. I should know that.
I don't know. Junior's kind of taking over the world. Look at Tatis, Acuna. We're all over the place.
Derek Hill trying to add to his... Oh, ground up, Padma. Sorry, Cardinal fan.
Wainwright should come home, go to spring training for the Braves, and then retire.
So Daz walks.
Willie Castro.
This could. Willie Castro looking to add to his monster game.
Yeah. This could be a make or break inning here for the Rays. Ooh, wild throw into center field. Daz Cameron all the way to third.
Yeah, this could. 4 runs is going to be hard. Yeah, he was a Savannah native, if I remember right, Cardinal fan. One of the rare guys who the Braves traded away that came back to haunt them. And Razor, I would say that they definitely embrace analytics to some extent. I don't know a team that I would say in baseball who does not embrace analytics to a significant extent. The thing about it is I'd say it's all like there are teams, I mean, who go further and others, but man, this is gonna this game is getting out of hand.
12 hits for the Tigers so far.
That's all that Casey Mize is probably gonna need.
Yeah.
Beat Alberhan, still rangy.
See, all it took was Riley Green to not face a lefty, and things worked out better for him.
Really better for him. This is the ugliest game we've had so far. We've had 2 walk-offs. Didn't we have 2 walk-offs? I know we had one. The first week,
yeah.
And the second week went down to the wire. That's what it was.
Taj Bradley coming in.
I like him.
Well, you're not going to like what just happened.
You're a little ahead of me.
Walks
I
in
didn't like that.
the next runner, making it 7-zip.
Oh, boy.
Who do you think is next in line to be the catcher for the Cardinals when Yadier retires?
So, I don't know if there's... I don't know if there's an internal answer. Is unfortunately the best answer I can give on that. Like, I just don't think that they have. Kisner, I don't think Kisner's like necessarily there every day. I think he could be part of it. I think the bat's a little bit ahead of the glove, but also let's just be honest. Whoever replaces Yadier Molina, that's going to be a very difficult job to kind of fill.
I just realized the Braves are paying Travis d'Arnaud $8 million for the next 2 years. I don't know how I feel about that. I was like, maybe he'd be.
But that's also the thing. Like, okay, like look at what the Braves have done since Brian McCann.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of, they've had Flowers. They've just kind of had a rotating Kurt Suzuki. They've had a rotating group. That wouldn't shock me if you saw the Cardinals do something similar.
Yeah.
Although the other question I don't know the answer to, because we don't know the answer to, is if there are robo-umps when this happens, I think it does kind of change the whole dynamic. Because if you have robo-umps, then what you look for in a catcher change is pretty significant.
Oh my God. Sometimes, you ever just watch a baseball game and you realize that the people calling the game they should just not have a mic ever?
Well...
I was watching the. I must have been watching the Mets Yankees last night. I think. Right. I know it was the Yankees. I don't know who they were playing. I think it was the Mets. And they were talking about. I think they were talking about Gary Sanchez. And they're like, oh, I talked to an umpire and he said framing doesn't matter because I call the pitch as it crosses the plate, not where the catcher calls it. I'm like, you definitely don't because. That's not what we're seeing. We've never really seen that. So
no, that's demonstrably wrong. But again, the other thing is if you have robo-umps, it does change the strike zone too.
Mhm.
I mean, its strike zone becomes a north-south strike zone more than an east-west strike zone.
Yeah.
Daz caught last time he got third on that, but stealing up 7-0 in the 8th inning. I think Daz might be glad that he's not going to come up again in this game.
Questionable tactic.
Man, this game's rolling along. By the way, we're not going to get to this. This must be a. Is this a weekend game? Because it's 6:55.
It's Saturday game? I think it is a Saturday game.
Yo.
373 feet.
I don't think the Rays are going to come back in this one.
You know, I don't think it's in the cards for him.
Speaking of cards,
Cody Clemens gets a walk though. Real Muto as a dark horse. I mean, if the Phillies don't re-sign Real Muto,
end up re-upping him.
I think if they don't, I feel like Bryce Harper's going to be real angry about signing that contract. That's been the good thing of having no fans. You can hear Bryce Harper yelling into the sky, sign him every time Real Muto does something.
And here we go. I think this game has 3 outs to go. Casey Mize still on the mound.
Hoping for an improbable comeback. So even the play-by-play
I don't
guy
know if Casey Mize is still going to finish this. So there we go. That's just
104 pitches, 6 Ks, no walks. But he's going to face the heart of the order. I don't know about this.
Is he going to be able to hold on to shutout too?
He is not. Bo Burrows is going to come in to relieve him. I don't know. Now that we mentioned that iced coffee, might take a late night trip over to Dunkin'. All right.
I do not have that. And held the runner, so they can get the shutout here.
There we go. First baseman caught it on a fly. Shared shutout achievement unlocked.
Nice.
Please tell me, no, Casey Mize got player of the game. I mean, I understand it.
I mean, it's good, but come on, Derek Hill. Triple play.
Derek Hill, 2 for 5, scored 2 runs, left 5 guys on base though, but also erased a lot with that triple play. Well,
Absolutely. And
they had bases loaded too, right? So
yeah, bases loaded, no out.
Kind of saved him there.
By the way, Razor, you were right. Like, it's the depth of it is insane. I was just working on their midseason 30 for us, and Ian Seymour, who was our third round pick this year, second round pick, I mean, and in another organization, he's a top 10 guy. He's a 20 to 25 guy in their organization. So much prospect depth for the Rays.
It was a Saturday.
Kelenic.
It was a Saturday game. That would explain the early start.
I was wondering. I figured it had to be.
All right, so May 23rd.
We weren't playing at Wrigley.
All right, so we're up to May 24th. So I'll send this file over, and then hopefully tomorrow morning you guys can go to baseballamerica.com, click on BAPL Sim, all right up on the top. Of course, after you read all the great stories of Baseball America, and then you can see all the updated stats. I noticed last time I accidentally loaded instead of saved, but thankfully the game saved already, so the load just loaded what was there. So I didn't screw up anything. I was going through the archive and I was like, this could be bad.
Nice save.
Yeah, as JJ said, he's working on the Rays 30-man prospect list. And
we will have all of our top 30s up real soon.
What did I just listen to? I just listened to a great Baseball America podcast with you.
Post scouting?
Yes.
Josh Norris and I?
Yes. Yeah. Great podcast. Well worth a listen. If you haven't done that already, go search for Baseball America in your favorite podcatcher of choice. You can follow Baseball America at Baseball America on Twitter. Follow JJ at JJCoop32, 36, JJCoop 36. My number's 32, so I got a little confused. Yeah. Go support a minor league baseball team if you can, in any way, shape, or form. The Chuckers actually also sent me a bottle opener they're just like throwing extra stuff in packages. So maybe you get lucky if you go order from someone. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. JJ, thank you for joining me as almost always, because next week probably gonna have someone else here. So
There will be someone else next week.
So,
but I'll be back probably in 2.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, with another edition of the Baseball America Prospects League update. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again real soon.